He's number 75 in your Patriots program. He's Vince Wilfork. The question is he your MVP? I'm Kevin Dupont for Globe 10.0. Here with Amalie the Bammer Benjamin. What do you think? Would you make him the MVP?
I
think it's a reach.
I think it's a reach, right. I think Tom Brady is your MVP. He may be the MVP of the league.
Whole Megillah. Yes.
But Vince Wilfork really is a person who brings such a dynamic, attitude. He is a guy who other teams look at with awe. It's hard to.
And they have to game plan around him, quite frankly.
It's hard to impress other teams. It's hard for them to say, this is a guy who is so good at what he does, because it doesn't show up in the stat sheet. It doesn't, show up with numbers. But
right.
I've spent some time with other teams this year, and it's really interesting to see what they say about Vince Wilfork, and they always say good things.
It's interesting you bring up numbers, because it's never going to show up for defensive tackle, and he's been more than that. They've moved him around this year. But if you actually look at his tackle rate the last 2 years, he's actually a little bit behind this year. That said, I think he is having a better year. He's making spikes. He's making Mayo better players. He's constantly got two guys on him. Maybe that's the reason his tackles are down. But I think, again, going back to our original question here, I do think it's a reach. I think he falls into a subset of MVPs, one of whom is Welker. A lot of people were marginalizing him. Gronk, I think, would be your MVP. Out of those three guys, where do you put him? And Gronk is injured, I realize.
I think I put Wilfork at the top of that group.
You do?
I think behind Brady, he is probably maybe the better way to say it is he is the most just important player on that defense. He is the guy that really solidifies everything in a defense that started slowly and has really picked up steam toward the end of this season, as they have sort of figured out that defensive backfield as Mayo has improved. He is the guy who has been the stalwart.
Vince Wilfork, Patriots Sunday against the Niners, and Vince back on the job.